Welcome to episode 3 of the Brock Morris podcast. I changed the background because, trust me, I know staring at just a wall the whole time probably gets super boring. If you watch episode 1 and 2, you know what I'm talking about. I just want to thank you all for just clicking on this video. If you could just kindly, please just subscribe to this channel, turn on notifications, and please just go on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and just rate this podcast 5 stars. Unfortunately, the video side of this house did not turn out so hot. I messed around my recording software and unfortunately it lagged the whole time. It cut off at 29 minutes. The video did not turn out good, but the audio did turn out good. I interviewed a guy today named Jackson Bunker. Jackson Bunker, I thought was a super interesting listen. He's a CEO and founder of Blow It Gum, which is caffeinated gum. I'm excited to see what he does with this product. I'm excited to see where he takes it. For those of you that want to start an e-commerce business or who want to start some type of brand building business, I think this podcast is a must listen. Thank you all once again for just clicking on this video. I apologize for the lag. So like I said, I did a little audiogram. You'll kind of see what I'm talking about if you're watching on the video portion. Without further ado, grab popcorn, turn on the volume in your car, whatever it might be, and just enjoy the show. Thank you guys for listening. All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome to episode 3 of the Brock Morris podcast. Today I'm interviewing Jackson Bunker, right? I say your name right?
Yeah, that's my name.
Awesome. So what is it that you do? What is Blow It Gum?
Yeah, I started a caffeinated chewing gum branded product. It's called Blow It. Like I said, it's a caffeinated chewing gum. I started it because I wanted a healthier alternative to energy drinks, and I thought the gum industry was really boring. So decided to take matters in my own hands, built a really fun, playful brand that I could relate with, and then also something that I could use for my lifestyle and athletic performance.
And you started this in high school?
Started this in high school. I had the idea like the very beginning of my junior year, and I built the brand, like about beginning of my junior year, and then I launched the company at the end of my junior year.
Really? So what was that process like? How did you just all of a sudden one day out of the blue you're like, let's do gum? Why was gum the thing you wanted to do?
Yeah, it's a funny story. I've always loved brands and products. I've always been very interested in it. I just love learning about them, and then especially disrupting industries always was something appealing to me. Liquid Death was a really big inspiration for me. Just like, wow, this brand's awesome, and it's just water. Like, it's kind of hilarious to me. So oh gosh. So anyways, I thought that. So I'm so sorry. Can you repeat the question?
You're good, dude. Don't worry about it.
I'm so sorry. Can you repeat the question? I'm so sorry.
No, you're good, dude. So like, why was it gum? Why did you choose gum? Why did you do like a typical freaking you said you wanted some caffeinated.
Oh yeah, you said how's the process? How did I start it? Yes, yeah. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good.
No, yeah. So I saw that the gum industry, like I said earlier, was really boring. So I was like, gosh, my envision was kind of like Liquid Death, where I was like, what if I had a gum that was healthier, or like just one little aspect to it that's a benefit that was just a little bit better than the other gums, but most importantly, it looked way more fun and appealing. So like if I walked into a shop, I just wanted something that would catch my eye and was like, I need to have this. So I came up with the brand Blow It. Like, the name's kind of funny. It kind of catches your eye. You're like, whoa, why is that? Saying that right there. And then I used really bright, playful colors. So I built the brand first before I had the product, because I originally wanted to do regular stick chewing gum. So the whole inspiration was, what if I did an aspartame stick-free gum? Because most regular gums are all sugar-free, but they contain aspartame, which is like banned in a lot of places in Europe, and it's like a bunch of research showing it's like leading to cancer, all this stuff. So that was kind of my inspiration. So it was really hard for me to find a stick gum that I can manufacture. And also I was 18 at the time, and it's hard to build some credibility, So I didn't have a lot of luck finding a stick gum I was satisfied with. So I saw caffeinated gum was a thing. I saw brands like Rev Gum, Neurogum, Run Gum, and I was like, wow, this is such a rad idea. This is just the concept of it just was awesome. But I tried the products, and I was like, oof, this can definitely be better. This can be better. So I tracked down a manufacturer out of Colorado, and I loved the product. It was different, unique. I thought it had a lot of potential. So I ended up working with him, and that's kind of how Blow It came to be. But it was funny because my junior year, I just got so locked in on building the brand. Like I just had this vision. I was like, this is all I'm doing. So this is a kind of funny part of the story. I'm not a great student. I always put in a lot of work and I love to try it, but I just was once I had this idea, I was like, gosh, I need to do this. So I actually drive a big 15 passenger van
Yeah.
and I converted it into like a little office space. And I was just like, I'd be in math class and I'd be like, teacher, can I go to the bathroom? And then I'd actually just go in my van and just grind all day looking for
Fun.
manufacturers,
Yeah.
building my brand. So it's kind of spent most of my junior year. So that's kind of a little bit about the process on how it came to be.
Yeah, I actually think your brand is sick, by the way. I was looking through it last night. I love everything you do and I love the name of it. I think the whole
Thank you.
the blow up concept's absolutely sick and everything's super cool. How did you kind of figure out like how you want your brand to look like? Was that kind of planned or did you just automatically just kind of everything just kind of fell into place?
Yeah, it was kind of planned, but it was something that like started small. I didn't realize how much potential it had. So I'm from San Clemente, California,
Yeah,
which is like
sick.
kind of a lot of action sports. So surfing's a really big thing,
Mm,
skating, motocross. So I'm surrounded by, and I personally, those are like my hobbies. I love to do all of those. So just on a personal note, I'm surrounded by these energy drink companies and these big brands, and just like you get a boost, you do something sick, like hit a big jump. And so I kind of wanted to, being where I was, and I was surrounded by all these talented people that were well known. I kind of started marketing it as a energy drink, just a healthier alternative to an energy drink. So when I started marketing it, was a lot of just kids my age, just, surfing, taking a piece of gum, just ripping
mm,
a beer pipe, something like that. But when I launched the product, I kind of made it so I was like, guys, look, here's a healthier way to consume caffeine other than all these toxic energy drinks. I thought it was really important for the youth to realize, like, hey, there is a healthier, more convenient way to consume caffeine, but also in a fun way. So I kind of started marketing it as an energy drink company, like same different demographic. But then when I launched the product, I was getting feedback from like demographics I didn't even think of. So like moms absolutely love it because it's only 64 milligrams of caffeine, and
mm,
mom loving in the gym. Like I had like ultra marathoners hitting me up like, this is so rad, I can take this and not go to the bathroom, and pilots and like all these other athletes. And I was like, wow, there's truck drivers, so I was like, wow, there's a lot more demographics that I just didn't even think about. So that's I kind of stick to like the niche, like, look, we're marketing this as a fun energy drink because also just kids are absolutely obsessed with
mm.
brands like Red Bull and Monster and like Prime. So I kind of started marketing it towards that, but it's definitely like the brand guidelines I go with. But I'm just trying to open it up, and make it a little more universal for everyone.
Yeah. And what is your marketing strategy? Is it all social media? Are you running ads or because
Yeah. So yeah, I run Facebook Meta ads. Those are like kind of mandatory if you're
mm,
if you're just a running an online company. But a lot of just you want to get. I mean, organic growth is
yeah, exactly.
ideal. You want to try to get as much organic growth as you can. But Facebook ads are clutch. They're really hard to figure out. Or for me personally, it's not my biggest strength. But yeah, a lot of just organic word of mouth and paid ads for sure. But it's really cool to see that if people love your brand, they love your products, or they love
Mm.
your story, um, people are willing to help you out a lot. So I've been lucky enough to have some really big, cool people love my brand and product, and they've been supporting me and supporting my business, and just that stuff goes a long ways.
Are you a one man band right now, or you have some people on your team right now?
So I'm the founder, and then I kind of just I don't know. I'm kind of I feel like I'm jack of all trades, master of
Mm,
nothing. I'm kind of 19. I love it's funny with this. Everyone's like, well, you're doing this, you're doing all this, and like, oh, your designs are so good. And I'm like, I don't really do this. I just have a vision, and then I find someone who knows how to do something that I don't know, and
mm,
I
yeah.
have them do it. So I got my uncle actually is an amazing. He's just a creative Swiss Army knife. The guy can do
Mm.
everything. So he's kind of my creative director with me. Like I just think of something and he can whip it up. He's amazing. And then I got a guy running my Facebook ads. So it's kind of a 3-man team, but other than that, it's just kind of us three figuring it out.
That's how you do it, dude. I think I'm a firm believer. It's like if you want to do something, you don't know how to do it, you can easily find someone to go do that thing. Um,
Absolutely, absolutely. No, my biggest is like, I don't know. One thing I've learned the most. Well,
mm,
I've learned so much by starting this
yeah,
business. That's been like the biggest benefit is just like if you don't know how to do something, ask someone who knows what they're doing, and then just doing that gets you such a long ways.
exactly. And then taking back to the manufacturer. So you find the manufacturer. Is that the first one that did you get lucky on the first one? Did you try a couple kind of gum manufacturers until you found the one?
Yeah, I kind of got lucky off the first one. My dad and I just been tracking down something that's just different than all the others. So what's unique, or so my I kind of found him through my dad, and my dad helped me find him, and it was actually his friend that I went to school with in Wharton,
Oh wow.
uh, which was nice. So it was kind of that was the first caffeinated gum we tried, and I tried it. I was like, "Well, this product's so unique,"
Mm-hmm.
and I loved it. We kind of tweaked it as we started working with them, but I just saw the potential with it. But I'll tell you what kind of different what makes our gum different than other caffeinated gums. So other gums are like the other caffeinated gums are kind of like in a chiclet form. Ours is kind of like a tablet, and it's almost like a gusher. So it's got called the liquid core technology. So you bite into this thing, and it's just like a big burst of flavor, and that's where all the caffeine and flavoring is. So when you the gusher stuff in the middle, that's where all the caffeine and flavoring is. So that's our technology is kind of like a Zen. So you bite it in, bursts out, all that caffeine gets absorbed through your gums and goes straight to your bloodstream. So it's hitting about 5 to 10 minutes. And because that liquid core flavor lasts about an hour, it's the fastest hitting caffeine product on the market. I just saw how different it was, and
Mm-hmm.
on I'm very like happy to say that our product is definitely the premium product on the caffeine gun market. So when I tried it, I was like, all right, this is it. So that's kind of it was kind of one and done for us. So I'm very grateful for that.
Yeah. Did you get funding at first to help like invest into your business, or did you kind of work a bunch of odd jobs, make money? Like, what did you do to kind of get the funding to kind of start it up?
Yeah, my dad and I are. It's actually just out of our back pocket.
Mm,
I was gonna get my dad invested in me, which I'm super grateful for, and then I put a lot of my own money that I've worked for just over the years, kind of doing odd jobs, and I used to film a bunch of pro surfers, so that was
mm,
fun. Um, but yeah, I was about to. I think I'm about to take on more investors and everything. We're definitely being held back because of just our budget on my dad and I's back pocket, but it was kind of something that started little. Then my dad was like, "Oh wow, this actually has a lot of potential. I don't want to take money from anyone else. We
mm.
want to try to bootstrap this as long as we can." So that's our situation at the moment.
Yeah, and I think all that's super sick. And then you said you used to film surfers. Were you entrepreneurial growing up, or is this kind of like your first business
Yeah,
venture?
no, I kind of have been thinking. Yeah, thinking about it now. My first product I ever did was I sold agility ladders on Amazon when
Mm.
fifth grade. In fifth grade, my
Oh
an
wow.
uncle
Okay.
and I got really into selling products on Amazon. He got good at it, and I was literally in fifth or sixth grade, and I saw what he was doing, and I was like, I could probably figure this out. So he kind of helped me out, and I launched agility ladders. And my parents actually made me shut it down because I was failing fifth or sixth grade science.
Funny. Funny.
But I've always just like loved the whole process of it. I was very interested in it.
Mm.
And then I love a big part of Blow It is the videos I make.
Yeah.
Um, I love I don't know. I feel like all the stuff I love to do, and I love people find it really fun and entertaining and appealing. And I got a funny video style. And my good friend that helps me out, Cameron Jonas, people really love what he does, and having a background in video, it's definitely a big part of our
Mm.
brand, and
Yeah.
it's a fun way to express myself and the brand.
Yeah, dude, I love the story you're telling. What I noticed with a lot of your Instagram content when I was just scrolling through, a lot of the content tells a story, and I think that's the key. I think you get a lot of people definitely very captivated into your product through the story that you're telling on your Instagram. Did you kind of do the same thing with the surfers when you used to film them, or how did you kind of?
Yeah, the surfers thing was kind of funny. I've only been in San Clemente for about 3 years. Before
Mm,
that, I lived in Northern Virginia, called a place
okay,
called Vienna, Virginia, and I
nice.
was in yes, like 30 minutes outside of Washington D.C.
Mm.
And I'd always I just moved to San Clemente, and I loved surfing. wasn't great at it because I just moved from the East
Yeah.
Coast, And but I had a guitar class with a friend that was
Mm.
pro, and the waves were really good one day, and he was getting ready to surf, and like we're
Yeah.
just sitting in class, and he starts freaking out. He's like, "No, my filmer, like he got like deported or something." I was like, "What?" And I was like, "No way." He's like, "Gosh, do I need someone to film us?" And he's scrambling on his phone. I was like, "Well, I guess I can film you." Like I just make a bunch of videos. Like sounds fun. So I kind of started filming for him one day, and then just after that, it's like, "Oh, can you film for my buddy?" And then I started filming all these cool, fun people
Mm.
that I used to like watch on YouTube back in Virginia. Now
Yeah.
I
Oh yeah.
filmed for a little bit. Didn't last crazy long. It was about a year, but it was fun while it lasted, and I got to meet some cool people.
That's how you do it, dude. The word of mouth is really just the key. Just you, I'm a firm believer. You ever heard the? I kind of talked about this on the first podcast, but the rule of 100.
Yeah,
Basically, you do something for 100 days, and then you get good at it. And it's like the kind of same concept of meeting someone every day. For 100 days, it's like, dude, you never know where that's gonna lead. Um,
no, absolutely.
but what did your friends kind of say when you were like, hey, I want to start a gum company? Did people?
Yeah, that's a funny one. I remember the night. It's actually it's a funny story. Below it, the idea came to be. I was in a parking lot at McDonald's with a bunch of friends, and one of my friends was about to go on a date, and he didn't drive in his car, and he was really mad that gum wasn't in the car that we were driving with, and he's like, "Gosh, why does no one have gum? Like, I wish gum was just like delivered to me." And I kind of sparked a little idea in my head. I was like, "Oh, gum little delivery service. That's not like get to buy in bulk once a month. Like that's not a bad idea." And obviously did more research, and I'm like, wow, you can just kind of buy bulk on Amazon and
Mm,
stuff. That's kind of got into the. That's how I kind of sparked the idea. But like after doing like about 3 weeks of research, I started telling my friends like, guys, I'm gonna start a gum company that's actually cool and fun because like the last time gum was cool was Five Gum like
mm,
15 years ago. I feel like
yeah.
that was the last time people were like, oh, that's a cool brand for gum. Um, a lot of my friends were like, yeah, like that's cool, like go for it, and they thought nothing was really going to take off with it, or I really wasn't going to do it. A lot of them, thankfully, I'm very grateful for my friends. I've had a lot of supportive friends, but I also had a lot of friends who are like, yeah, all right, like I'll see it when I believe it, which wasn't like, and I feel like that's how people are gonna be. But starting when you're starting like completely fresh, no brand, no product, the the biggest thing I learned was like it's like I built the brand, and then I feel like there's a bunch of checkpoints. That's like, all right, this is getting real. Are you going to really go all in on it and get over this speed hump, or are you gonna just completely stop and not deal with anything?
Mm,
So I feel like I had a lot of those checkpoints with friends, or a lot of checkpoints where I'm like, gosh, I'm about to sacrifice so much of my time and social life. Am I really going to do this? So thankfully, I've had a lot of good supportive friends, but I definitely had some friends that were like, dude, I don't know if that's going to work or not. Which I've heard a lot of podcasts and people that are like, I kind of proved the world wrong. I did this, but I'm a believer if it's you against the world, if not one person is telling you to do it, like just you probably shouldn't do it, especially if
exactly.
it's
Yeah.
from people you respect and stuff. But I think it's really important to remember in your head, like I was thankfully when I showed people my brand,
Mm,
a lot of people liked it. So that was kind of like a motivator for me to go, especially people that have had success in the past and people that I personally respect. So that was kind of my go ahead to go. And I've had lots of ideas in the past, and I've run them by my friends or people that respect. And I'm like, Jack, like don't waste your
yeah.
time,
Like,
dude.
don't do it.
But but I've got some really good, honest feedback from my friends and peers, and I'm grateful for that. So in the end, I'm just grateful for all of them and their feedback.
Mm. And did you have any like a lot of like doubts like going through this? Did you ever debate like maybe I shouldn't do this at all? Like maybe I should just step back, or how did you kind of overcome those doubts?
Yeah, when I was so stoked on the brand I built, and I was just so like just ready to find a manufacturer, and like so funny. I was like getting no sleep because I'm up on Alibaba all night or LinkedIn just looking for new one. And during it was probably 4 or 5 months where there was just like it was just flat, like just like no luck at all. So in those moments, I was like, wow, I kind of want to give up, or I'm kind of doubting, like, gosh, I
Mm,
can't. So you can't have a gum company without gum. Um, so that was I don't know, but I just was. I think you got to be confident in yourself a lot. Where I was just like, I mean, I was so just obsessed and so driven with this that I just was like, I have so much faith in my brand that I need to do it. So that was kind of my motivator.
mm-hmm. I think that's definitely amazing. And would you say that's kind of part of your growing pains? Were there some other growing pains that you had kind of going through this?
Um, the fact that I was a junior in high school and 18 years old, um, or gosh, I guess I was 17. Yeah, when I first started the brand, I was 17. So just the whole credibility part,
Mm.
because it's like obviously I don't know everything. I
Yeah,
hadn't even
exactly.
graduated high school, so you learn. I don't know. You kind of just learn to like. I kind of was just really. I didn't have a ton of confidence at the beginning. You know, you're kind of just going up to people and you're like, hey, I really don't have any idea what I'm doing right now. So I kind of learned, I don't want to say fake it till you make it, just be confident in what you're doing. But that was definitely a growing pain, was just building that credibility for yourself, being 17, you know, with just an idea. That was a big setback. Also was just like, I don't know, coming from my dad and I's back pocket, it's a little scary, you know, you feel a lot of pressure from your parents for your like, wow, like I don't want to just take your money, like I want to do something with it.
Mm,
So that pressure definitely lead it on. And then, gosh, what are setbacks I have? I was on. I feel like there's a lot of bad stuff, or not bad stuff, just a lot of just setbacks happening, where I was like, oh, this or just this is gonna take longer than usual for something to get made or get this design back or to get feedback.
mm,
But I was just so amped on my brand that every setback was just I kind of just looked at it as a learning experience.
mm-hmm.
Which kind of sounds cringy, but like I truly like am so grateful for every setback or every hard hump I've had just had to figure this bootstrap and figure out. But in the end, I kind of just I I I kind of enjoyed it. I loved
Mm.
it. Like just like the whole process of just getting over a setback and dealing with problems. It just gave me once you get over one of those problems, it gives you so much confidence where you're like, oh, like I thought everything was gonna burn to crap right there, but overcame it. Like I feel like I can overcome everything.
No, that's how you do it, dude. It's the fact that you can take it from start, from a baby, and grow to where it's at now and beyond, dude. Is it's gonna mean that much more to you. And the setbacks is what ultimately is gonna allow you to really thrive in the long term, with the business. What did your teachers say? Did your teachers say anything about your brand, or were they?
Yeah, I showed my teachers the brand and they thought it was a cool idea, but I kind of had a I showed them my junior year. I mean I wasn't the greatest. I'm not the greatest student in the world. I've
Yeah,
got
it's all good.
I've got really gnarly ADD, so my brain is just kind of everywhere. Especially with school, like it's kind of a blessing and a curse because it's like if I'm really into something, like my brand blow it, I'm just laser focused and nothing's stopping me from getting this done. But I've never been interested in school, so I was always just kind of loopy and everything. And my teachers knew it, but they were really supportive and like if we were just I was kind of get busy work done and work on it in class and but I kind of had a unique senior year. So like I said, I started junior year, but like I launched it the summer after my junior year. But once senior year started, I realized like, wow, this is a legit business and someone needs to run this. So I'm lucky enough to have a program at my school called dual enrollment, where you only take 2 classes at the high school and the rest are online.
Oh,
So I was taking data science and surf PE my
surf
senior
PE.
year.
That's the thing in St.
Surf
Cloutier.
surf PE. Yeah, very. I know, kind of ridiculous. Probably the only place where you can do that. But where I was kind of, my teachers were supportive. It was definitely weird, not the most traditional high school experience my senior year because I'm just at home or in my warehouse just grinding all day. But I told my teachers that and they were just so supportive. They're like, "Yeah, you got something good going here. You got a good brand." And I'm a firm believer where I feel like you should definitely learn, like work on your weaknesses, get better. But I'm a big believer on just really leaning into your strengths and make like getting those strengths, I don't know, just upgraded.
Yeah.
So school was never one of my strengths. I'm not one of those kids. I was like, oh, I hate school and never put any effort into or anything. It's like I would spend hours and hours a week studying or just trying to figure out school, and I never got it.
Just
It
couldn't
just
click.
wasn't.
Yeah.
It just wasn't my thing. And then, but I feel like my strengths are talking to people, connecting with people, making fun content, and just kind of finding something that that people like, or building brands. So my senior year, I was talking with my parents. I was like, guys, I really just want to lean into what I do and love and what I think I'm good at. We'll see if I'm good at it. And I'm so grateful to have my supportive parents and everything. But my senior year, I just kind of leaned into my strengths, and I'm grateful I did.
Mm. Hey, that's amazing. Props to you, dude. I was never the best in school either, so I ultimately ended up joining the military, and that was like my get out free
That's
card.
awesome.
But
No,
it's crazy because it's like during these years, are you in your dorm room right now? I'm assuming.
I am in my dorm room. Yeah.
Yeah, I was assuming I was your dorm room. Are you in St. Committee or did you end up?
I'm not. So I actually just moved to Provo, Utah. I'm doing a summer semester at BYU, but I actually didn't get into BYU, but they do
Okay,
this summer program. So I'm kind of here for the summer. I'm transitioning the business to Utah because it's a little cheaper, and California is really expensive.
expensive, yeah.
So I'm kind of here just running the business from remotely a little bit right now, but also trying to have fun as a college student, because I would say one of the hardest things is starting a company while you're in high school is finding a good balance between your social
Yeah,
life
exactly.
and
Yeah.
your real life. I think that was definitely one of the, if I circle back to the challenges you were talking about, was like, or at least the checkpoints I had was, you kind of had to sacrifice a bunch of things. Not like super gnarly, but like you just like my whole high school senior like kind of social life a little bit. Like there's so many little interactions at high school you didn't think about, you don't have, or um, but I just sacrificed a lot of time and a lot of fun things I missed out on. And you're only a kid once, and I recognize that. So kind of trying to find a balance
Exactly.
between like, look, I have something cool, but I also need to enjoy my life and be 19.
No, I
You know,
agree, and I'm actually a firm believer. Actually, I read an essay about this, ironically, for college, but they talk
no,
about college is like your time to basically figure out what you truly want to do with your life, figure out yourself, figure out your identity, and I'd be the first to advocate. I think college is actually useful, especially it's the easiest time to kind of just escape or kind of chill out for the next 4 years and really just figure out what is your long term goal.
yeah.
And college can, I think it's amazing that you're just trying to find that work life balances. Are you packing the orders yourself or do you have someone else doing that?
I was for a little bit. I have three little siblings that help me pack.
Oh, really?
Below it kind of became a family affair a little bit.
No, that's
So
awesome.
I got some siblings working minimum wage for me,
Mm.
and we got a little warehouse in San Clemente, and then we kind of transformed a garage into our little blow it fulfillment center.
No, it sounds like your whole family's very supportive of it.
I'm so grateful for them. It is, yeah, my family kind of just totally embraced it, and they're my biggest cheerleaders, so I'm forever grateful for them.
No, that's amazing. I'm glad that they're allowing you to really just go after your dreams and they're supporting it. How many orders? I'm not sure if you know the top of your head, but how many orders are you getting a day right now?
We're getting around, oh gosh, it's kind of up and down. It's funny. I'll turn on ads and turn off ads,
Mm.
like kind of depending what's going on in my life. But we just launched two new flavors called. I don't have it next to me, but we when we first launched, we just had our mint and this berry flavor. But
Mm-hmm.
we launched two new flavors called Zapple. It's like a sour apple,
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
and then a crazy colada, which is like this coconut vanilla pina colada flavor. Since we launched our flavors, we're probably getting like 30, 40 orders a day. So like for our good days. So we're still getting there. We're still a newer company, but people are really loving the product. We're getting lots of reorders. So it's kind of all you can ask for now. But as I'm able to, a lot of I feel like a lot of that was kind of held back a little bit by being a high school student my senior year. Like I'm still on the lacrosse team. I'm still, doing I still have obligations, but now that I'm kind of in college and I've kind of had my own time, I'm just kind of going all in on it. I think we'll be able to ramp it up a bunch now